Tonight's episode is brought to you by Tampons, Wookie hair tampons. 100% natural, non-GMO, and gluten-free. Guaranteed to stop any flow, and so gentle, you won't know those are the droids you're looking for.
Feel like a woman. Welcome to a very special edition of the Good Old Gamers Podcast. I don't know why I introduced that so fucking slow just then, but I did. Could be the whiskey. I'm Lyle McClendon. As always, I'm here with Brandon Gentry.
Go force choke yourself, everyone.
Fuck yes, I was wondering if you were going to use a reference. In case you didn't know, tonight's special theme of the episode is Star Wars. It's a very Star Wars themed episode for you all the way through tonight.
Yep.
We also have a first time guest with us tonight, Mr. Jazzy McFadden.
Welcome me.
Yes, welcome to you. I had to be that last person to clap, and I just destroyed my microphone.
Yep.
Stand. Anyways, we're gonna kick it off as always with a little bit of news. How you feel about that? I got quite a bit of things. Oh yeah.
Where is it? God damn it.
We're not
slow on the
We're
fingers.
not doing too well starting this
There we
out
go.
tonight. This shit just in. The Video Game Award show was this past week,
Yeah.
and
I heard old Mr. Konami was blocked from
that is what I was fixed to talk about. Hideo Kojima, if you're unfamiliar, we've talked about this before. He recently pretty much left Konami right after his pinnacle blockbuster game, Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain. He left right before it released, actually. Well, it won Game of the Year in the action adventure category, and they would not let Konami would not let him accept the award for it.
Yeah, they had Kiefer Sutherland accept the award
Yeah.
on his behalf.
Yeah, because Kiefer Sutherland does the voice for Snake in
Yeah.
the new Metal Gear.
Queefer Sutherland.
Reefer Sutherland.
So many ways you can pervert his name,
Yep,
and we'll do so.
but they wouldn't let him. They wouldn't let him have it.
Douchebaggery
Yep.
of the highest order.
Bethesda released the Fallout 4 beta patch finally, or maybe they're gonna release. I think it's already been released though.
Real? What does it do?
It's just fixing some of the known bugs in the
Okay.
game. Some of the I've had my game crash twice now on me randomly.
I haven't encountered a single bug, and
That's the only thing I've had.
And I'm using a half-assed pirated version. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna buy the game eventually.
one day.
Yeah, when it's at a price range.
35 cents.
No, when
On
it's
the
at a
eve of
price
the
range,
actual
I think
fallout
it's
of-
worth. Like, it's not worth $60 in my opinion. When it falls down to a price, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's worth that. I'll buy it. Go get my money then.
This is random, but I need to make a correction while I'm thinking about it. I got pointed out that I was trying to say Naked Gun 33 1/3 last episode, and I said Lethal Weapon 33 1/3.
What loser.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I embrace the hatred for the dark side. What you got, motherfucker?
Psychonauts 2 is on Fig crowdfunding. It's
heard
already
that.
halfway through, and it's got 37 days left, so it's pretty much going to be funded.
That's awesome.
It is. I haven't played the first Psychonauts game. I own it on PC. I know a lot of people love it.
I've piddled with it, but I've never.
I know it's got a
completed
huge
it.
fan following, and I know a lot of people love the game. People I know. So, from what I understand, it's a good game. I will get to it as I go through my Steam list and play all my fucking games. But yeah, it's probably going to be a thing. Psychonauts 2 for all you fans. I'm sure many people are looking more forward toward that than the new Shaq Fu that it's coming our way.
Oh my god.
The long-awaited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Return. And they say, isn't it called The Return?
It's like the Legend Reborn.
The Legend Reborn. The Legend. Your Legend is shit. Now
Yeah.
you're just giving everybody, like, I don't give a fuck how much money goes into creating that game. It's probably going to be a piece of shit.
Right, yeah. I mean...
Shaq only dunks cheeseburgers these days.
Yeah, you can't really call it the Legend Reborn or the Legend is a piece of shit.
Never
It's
existed to begin with.
It's like nailing a pile of dog shit to the
Yeah,
cross and expecting it to
the
come back
legend
in
of
3
that
days.
game
Like,
literally is it sucked ass. It
Yeah.
was a terrible piece of shit. That is the fucking legend.
Maybe that's what they're trying to get away from.
Whatever they're doing, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm not going to buy it just because they owe me from the time I rented Shaq Fu.
Yeah, no shit.
Like-
They should give it. They should give you a copy because
Yeah, that should be their apology. Like, this is a free-to-play game.
Heaven-
Sorry, guys.
heaven fucking forbid you accidentally got a copy of that at Christmas or some shit.
Yeah. Oh, my
Ugh.
God. Yeah. I
The
can't
kids
even
that
imagine.
killed their parents, that was probably what set them off. They
Yeah.
got
Their
fucking
parents are like, oh, he likes basketball and Super Nintendo. He'll love Shaq Fu.
They don't have a Michael Jordan game at this point. Shaq, the poor man's Michael Jordan. Still not Magic Johnson.
Oh. What do you call Magic Johnson in a wheelchair?
Oh no.
Real AIDS.
That's terrible,
But awesome.
but funny.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Mucho approved. Jazzy McFadden approves. This company called ETH Zurich. They're out of Switzerland, I think, and Disney researchers for some Swiss party like convention or something they did over
Something,
in
yeah.
some event. They created an 8-player 360-degree projected game using an NES. And I didn't really understand the concept of it, and then I watched a video, and they're in a room, and for example, the videos I watched, they're playing Contra and Super Mario 3. It'd be like 8 of us sitting around a table. There's one NES hooked up, and they've got all these controllers spliced into a nice fancy box plugged into the NES. When you run the Mario map, left to right, for example, you start here, you follow it all the way around the room, but there's 8 fucking people playing it at once.
This sounds funky.
It's really strange.
Does everyone have their own game going on at one time, or is it kind of like a relay race where as he gets to certain sections, the next person will pick up and start playing?
Or is like one person jump, one person like item, and
I'm not 100% sure on that because I don't speak Swiss. I don't sprechen the Deutsch over there, so
why not?
I just don't.
What have you done with your life?
A podcast. Not much.
Touche.
The shitting.
The only other piece of news I got is the PlayStation 4's PS2 emulation is pretty much a con. Like, it's not really emulation; it's just gonna be ports of PS2 games that you download.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're not gonna be able to throw a PS2 game
Nope.
in it?
Nope.
Well, fuck that jazzaroo.
Of course, hold on. This is all quote unquote reportedly. So it's not 100% confirmed, but it seemed pretty confirmed through legit sources. So it could be wrong, but it looks like that's how it's gonna be. Is you're just gonna have you loved Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PlayStation 2? Well, buy it for
fuck
$15 on the store.
I did notice that they quietly released like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on PS3 Network for $14.99. Also available on PS Network, brand new, kind of falls in category. Super Star Wars, the Super Nintendo version, is now available. You can get it on PS4 and PlayStation Vita. Still really odd to see like a Nintendo exclusive game appearing on a fucking PlayStation console.
Why would they not just pop that out on the Wii instead
think
of
they
going
did.
for PlayStation?
They probably did. It's some of that wonky shit.
Yeah.
I'm glad the Xbox One backwards compatibility is rolling out. I finally picked up South Park Stick of Truth.
I did hear that Rocket League's coming to Xbox One.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the sources I saw it on looked pretty legit. I didn't really look into it far, but it seems that that's going to happen.
Oh, that is fucking awesome. Yeah. I'm excited.
And I know that the PC and PlayStation servers are crossed, so
maybe figure being Windows-based console.
Yeah, I figured Xbox. It's going to be one big pool probably.
That's cool as shit. I'll hope for that.
Maybe we can play some matches together in the future.
That'd be cool. Cloud Strife has been picked up in the World of Warcraft Legions expansion. How you feel about that? I mean, I feel pretty. I feel like I got lured into a back room in a hotel in like Pittsburgh.
Fuck you, Blizzard! Like, fucking, god damn it!
Jizz fan 1943 is going to be writing us now. He just progressively gets older every time we've talked about him. They announced the second batch of Combat Pack 2 of DLC for Mortal Kombat X, and I'm pretty impressed.
Yeah.
You get the Tribot, you get Sector, Cyrax, and Smoke.
Which really just looked like Iron Man the way they presented it.
Mm-hmm. It did.
It very much so, especially when he lands using the jets in his hands.
Yes.
You get some sort of fat-ass drunken master.
Yeah, you get a fat Chinese dude, Iron Man, and a Xenomorph, which is really like what took the trailer for me.
Xenomorph that comes out of Baraka, mind you, that has Baraka-like blades and abilities. Is that really cool?
Is that Barack Obama?
I hope so. He doesn't do anything. He just fucking stands there and gets
He raises your taxes.
He's got a pin.
He tries to force health insurance. He just forces health insurance on you.
I can't afford this.
Well, if you can't afford the health insurance, let's say how you afford this hefty ass fine I'm going to try to give you next year.
You just see him buried under debt. Like,
I think we're leaving one of them out.
And Leatherface.
Yeah, Leatherface. I hope he plays like he
that
showed
genuine,
in the trailer.
That genuine laugh you gave when he just comes out like fucking
just like flailing with so little finesse. I hope that's how he plays. It's crazy,
real sloppy.
Yeah, just like whatever the fuck ever. As long as I hack off something, I'm happy.
You know, one of the fatalities is going to throw him up on a meat hook. You know that's going to happen. It's got to at least. I'm hoping maybe eventually they'll bring Kruger back. You could have like Freddy versus Leatherface or Jason.
They need to have, because we recently had a caller from a Buffalo Bill needs to be in there.
Oh yeah,
fatality. He skins him. He gets in his skin. He's like, "Would you fuck me? I would fuck me." Like,
dude, that was kind of creepy. He was like, "She a great big fat lady." Fucking Buffalo Bill, if you're listening, call us back.
Yeah,
we need tips on how to raise moths. That's all I got for news. Oh, we need to look them up maybe at some point tonight. I don't know. Nintendo released the official lyrics for the Super Mario Brothers theme.
Really? There's lyrics to it.
There is lyrics, and it's the
It's not the awesome one that on the cartoon, right?
No,
with the rap lyrics with like Ron Jeremy dancing in the corner, like
no. These are really, really fucking bizarre. It's odd. It's like, get mushroom, run, Mario.
Sounds very Japanese anime.
It is very Japanese anime. Are you looking it up?
I am indeed.
No, I gotta handle something for the home front. I can like control my stepson's computer from my phone, basically. I need to give him a little more time.
See, this is what happens when you're adults and do podcasts. You gotta keep your shit straight.
So yeah, y'all do this. It's gonna take me a second.
Okay. Jesse. Shit. 1424.
Who would you rather, if you had to bang one, who would you rather bang, Boba Fett or Jabba the Hutt?
Just stick it in Jabba the Hutt. Just stick it in a fold and be done with it. Boba Fett's gonna go for some weird shit. He's wearing that mask all the time.
I don't know. You know, he shot his way out of a Sarlacc pit. Supposedly, he probably shoot his way out of some other Sarlacc pit.
An anal pit.
I don't know.
Or shoot his way into it.
if you fuck Jabba the Hutt, do you get to fuck Salacious Crumb too?
Yes, you do.
Cool.
They come. It's a whole package deal. Like,
Do you get to smoke out of Jabba the Hutt's hookah afterwards?
But also, if you fuck Boba Fett, you get the clones.
You get to wear
Ooh.
Leia's slave outfit though if you fuck Jabba the Hutt.
So if you fuck Boba Fett, are all those clones just going to be running a train on you? How's that going to go down?
I don't know. Fucking a bunch of clones seems boring. They all look the same.
Yeah, that's good. I never really got that about the twin fantasy. I'm like, it's just the same person. Like,
that's double the
times
bitch.
two.
Double the bitchiness. I know this is an odd question, but Jazzy. I called you Jazzy earlier. I can't talk. Jazzy.
Jazzy McFadden.
Jazzy McFadden. You got any cigarettes about you? This is the only time on air anybody will ever know that occasionally I smoke a cigarette.
I think my cigarettes are about the other room.
I don't condone tobacco use.
Regular tobacco
smoke
use.
responsibly.
So, anyways, though, what's the lyrics for that Mario theme?
It's a little long to squeeze them all in, but the general gist of it is, today, full of energy, Mario is still running. Go save Princess Peach. Go. Get a mushroom. It's Super Mario. Get a flower. It's Fire Mario. Goomba Troopa, Buzzy Beetle, beat them all. Mario is always full of energy and strong. Go and beat the Koopa tribe. Go.
This is so like Speed Racer anime. Like, I can imagine this in a cheesy song.
Go Mario, run fast, go!
And you know it's going to be in Japanese, so it's probably like some...
It's like Speed Racer instead of the monkey, he's got Toad. It's like, oh! Oh!
That reminds me, I'm getting a Wii U for my kids for Christmas, and Fast Racing Neo is coming out like next week. By the time this podcast hits, it'll be out.
What's that?
It's the F-Zero spiritual successor. It looks badass.
Oh, nice.
It's only like $15 on the e-store too. So
really?
I'm definitely gonna get that. But this is the name of it makes me think of like Speed Racer plus Keanu Reeves. Like, I will defeat Agent Smith. Oh,
he just goes, whoa, whoa, because Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
Whoa. We got Vault Games of the Week.
Games of the Week.
Games
All right.
of the Week. Vault's Game of the Week coincides with tonight's Star Wars themed episode.
Hey, since we got multiple games of the week, does that mean people have to go call David a bitch multiple times?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Cockadoodle once, he'll deny you. Cockadoodle twice, he'll deny you. Cockadoodle thrice, he'll weep like a little bitch. So, 3 times the charm, I'm calling David a bitch. We're not held liable if he gets mad and knocks you out, though. Oh.
Hold on. I got to do something, because I'm going to get like a million of these emails real quick. Maybe want to pause it while I figure this out.
Okay. Time out, y'all. Man, we're back once again.
Sorry about that.
Anyways, Vault's Games of the Week
Week.
are the Super Star Wars trilogy for the SNES, Super
Yes.
Star Wars, Super Empire Strikes Back, and Super Return of the Jedi. And Star Wars Battlefront for the Xbox.
The original.
The original Battlefront.
PC's better. Go buy the full games anyway.
Yeah. Because they probably don't have the PC version.
They don't, but we go buy the Xbox version.
Nobody buys the PC version.
I bought the PC version long ago.
Fuck you. Anyways.
Was it long
you can
ago?
mod the PC version.
Was
Mod
it-
my nuts, Brandon.
Was it long ago in a galaxy far away?
It was, and it was glorious. Back when people actually played the game.
The galaxy far away of Coleman. It's just located outside of Mos Eisley. It's not a place you want to be at.
And there's never been a more wretched hive of villainy and scum.
People will shoot first. But they got all those at Vault. They got other Star Wars games. I know they got the Lego Star Wars. They got some of the latter ones for PlayStation 2.
Hey, if you're like me, and even though you're a fat ass,
GameCube.
you got an abnormally low blood pressure, go get the Super Star Wars trilogy. It's guaranteed to make your blood pressure rise.
Oh, 100%.
100. very, very difficult games, like
Yep.
notoriously difficult. And I still love them though.
We're going to talk about
Yep.
those bitches here in a little bit, but they're fun.
Yes.
So go by Vault and check them out if you're relevant to Coleman or North Alabama. They got everything. You
They
can
got a
want
ton of shit.
old stuff to new stuff. They got a vape shop if that's your thing. They got it all.
Yeah.
T-shirts.
I bet they could probably hook
Games.
you up with a Star Wars themed vape.
They might could do that.
I'm sure they can get you like a Millennium Falcon vape or something. I'm sure one's out there and they can get for you.
You hit light speed on that bitch and
Yeah.
fog your brain out. But go check them out. They're good people there. They got some cool stuff. Even though we advocate you call David a bitch, he's a pretty good guy
Yeah,
too.
go call them a bitch and buy stuff.
Yeah, that's what
I mean, you
what you
know,
need to
that's
do.
a win-win situation.
It'll
It's
even out.
It's holidays too, so bah, consume. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do tonight's Arcade Arcana
Dongs of Kong series.
Dongs of Kong series. It tonight is part 3 of Dongs of Kong, and I have surprise tonight. There's 2 games in Dong of Kong, a little double header. I'm gonna give you a brief description of each. The first one is a game I discovered called The Amazing Mr. F. Lee. F. Lee.
Oh, yeah, you showed me this game.
Okay. So you play a flea, and you pretty much have to
Lee.
F. Lee, yeah, the amazing Mr. F. Lee. You have to scale to the top of a dog and drink its blood. This game rips off a bunch of old arcade games.
It does.
It came out in 1982 by Pacific Novelty. It's a platformer. It is the last game that Pacific Novelty made. They faded into
Was it their only game?
obscurity and non-existence. After they only put out like 6 or 7 games.
Not surprising.
It rips off though Donkey Kong, which is the reason it's in the Dongs of Kong category. Also though Frogger and Jungle Hunt. There's one game, the game that there's 4 different levels you can choose from at the beginning. The game that rips off Donkey Kong is called Dog's Hollow, and you climb little dirt trails and collect balloons and drop bones and balls that this dog in a doghouse, instead of a Donkey Kong, of course, throws at you. You get to the top, you get to pick another level. There's one called Lawnmower, which is a Frogger ripoff. You dodge lawnmowers that are seemingly controlled by themselves, or as I like to think, Job from the fucking Lawnmower
Yes.
Man. It's probably like with Pierce Brosnan fucking with virtual reality and
That
driving-
or it's that movie, that Stephen King movie where the meteor like turned all this shit sentient.
Fuck.
I can't remember the one with the trucks and shit.
Yeah, there's the green Maximum Overdrive.
Yes.
It's got the Green Goblin truck, and the whole soundtrack
Yes.
is AC/DC.
Yes.
It's fucking amazing. But that's the Frogger ripoff. You dodge lawnmowers and jump on dogs and get in dog houses. There's one called Dog Tails where it's the Jungle Hunt ripoff. You jump from swinging dog tail to swinging dog tail and progress up a board. And there's one called Jump the Spots where you jump spots running up the back of a Dalmatian collecting balloons.
Yeah.
Fucking weird as shit.
The
but
Amazing
it's-
Mr. Flea is
it's-
guaranteed to scratch that itch.
It's actually kind of fun, though. I actually kind of enjoy it. As primitive and shitty as it is, it's
seemed
kind
like-
of enjoyable.
It seemed like it was like the controls were good, and
They're actually decent.
Even though it looked like shit, it was actually a decent game.
It is, and I kind of like it. I like it more so better than the second part of tonight. And it's an actual Donkey Kong game, but it's kind of the black sheep of the Donkey Kong games. Donkey Kong 3.
I got no experience with it.
Donkey Kong 3 was released by Nintendo in 1983, and they decided they wanted to try to change the format and cash into other popular style games. Like it's a shooter. You play as a guy named Stanley the Bugman. It's his only fucking appearance, other than like Smash Brothers here recently. Like it's his only appearance in any Nintendo game though, and pretty much
For good reason.
Donkey Kong's hanging from 2 vines in the center of the stage, and you have the little bug poison thing, and bugs come down, flying bugs, and steal your flowers and run off with them. So you have to keep bugs from stealing your flowers. There's little worms that come down that kind of block your shot. Meanwhile, you have to constantly shoot Donkey Kong with poison and run him up the vines to the next level. And Donkey Kong, like, he'll throw barrels and shit at you. I guess it's like barrels. He throws shit down at you, meanwhile, while you're shooting bugs and having to dodge all that. You pretty much have to shoot Donkey Kong in the nuts with a fucking bug poison machine and run him up some vines. It is fucking nothing like any other Donkey Kong. And it's just... I mean, it's fun, but it's not a Donkey Kong game. That's why it's kind of on the suck end of Dongs of Kong 3.
It says it's Donkey Kong 3.
I know, but, you know, usually the third endeavor and just about everything you watch is the weakest of the trilogy. And in this case, it definitely is.
Yeah, that kind of leads me to my next segment, Rage Rants.
I'm glad that you're back with a Rage Rant. You haven't done one in a minute.
I know.
People are happy to hear it, too, I'm sure. People tend to love this segment.
Tonight's Rage Rant is about shitty sequels and prequels because of Star Wars.
Fuck yes. Oh, I can get down with you.
What
on
made
this.
me decide to bring this in is, you know, Joe Dirt 2 been out for a while. For Real and Crackle.
Piece of fucking shit.
Yes.
Bad.
I watched Joe Dirt 2.
Even Roscoe agrees.
100% for Real and Crackle. I didn't have to pay a fucking dime for it. And I want my goddamn money back for it. God fucking damn it. What a piece of shit. It was just... somehow they managed...
I love how you just lose words. You're so frustrated.
They managed to turn a free movie into a cash grab based on like the nostalgia of an older movie. I don't even understand how the fuck that works, but they did it. So I guess kudos for that. You know, nothing about the movie was funny except for the recycled jokes from the first one. And, you know, Joe Dirt 2 is not the only movie that's done this, obviously.
Typical comedy sequels tend to do that a lot. You have to rehash the same shit out of the fear of not being as funny as the first one.
Anchorman is my like top number one comedy movie. Anchorman 2, it could have been worse. I mean, it wasn't horrible, but
Anchorman 2 just kind of went a little bit too much over the top. I mean, it's already over the top, but you know, that's a bonkers fucking like, cartoon
everything that was
sequel.
funny in Anchorman 2 was a recycled joke of Anchorman 1.
True that.
So, I mean, this shit pisses me off. Quit doing this shit. Start making original stuff. That's what made the first one funny, you know? Recycling jokes is not what makes the original funny.
Would you rather see a bad sequel, though, or a bad remake?
Ooh.
See, that's a big deal. Do you just completely bash the series as a whole and shoot it to shit, or do you just add a tarnished mark to the already decent legacy of the prior films?
You know,
dun dun dun.
Either way, it's awful. Like, one of my favorite movie reviews of all time is the Red Letter Media review of the Star Wars prequels, and he puts it so eloquently. He says, "The Star Wars Episode 1 is the most disappointing thing since my son, and unlike my son, it will never hang itself in a gas station bathroom. It's here with us forever. It can never be undone." Like, either way, it has shit on the entire fucking series, and there's nothing you can do about it but pretend it doesn't exist.
At least it had Jar Jar Binks.
I wish I had a picture of my face when you said that. Just that.
Fuck yeah! I mean,
He's probably the Sith Lord in the new movie.
and we're in the age of nothing but reboots and remakes, reboots and fucking remakes.
It's even getting into video games now.
Yeah.
Like they're remaking games. Oh shit! No, just you're pissed. Just keep going. I'll tell you in a minute. I don't want to fuck your heart. I don't want to fuck your heart up. Keep going.
I mean, I'm about done with it because there's not much more I can fucking say with it. We're all well aware of this fucking problem, and we're all fucking sick of it. The only thing we can do is stop fucking paying for it. Maybe they'll stop making it. I don't know what other solution there is to this problem.
You got to vote with your dollars. Seriously.
Yeah.
But it's kind of one of those things where
It's catch-22.
they put it out and you're like, oh man, it's a sequel to that movie that I really enjoyed. and then you go see it, and it's a complete pile of shit, and you're like, I just voted with my dollars, and I didn't enjoy it. How do I let them know?
Yeah, and he needs to go post some shit on an internet forum angrily, and you get called a word that I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
I caught myself there.
Dude, I know this. Like, thank the Lord. Editing avoided.
But, yeah, fuck shitty sequels and prequels because of Star Wars. You know, episode 2 and 3 weren't as bad as most people think, because episode 1 was just a gargantuan, monolithic piece of shit.
Episode 1
2 and 3
is...
were covered in the diarrhea that was running downhill from this gargantuan piece of shit that's running all over it. I mean, 2 and 3 were bad, but 1...
Episode 1 should have been a fucking made-for-TV movie.
1 doesn't exist in my book. Like, if I'm on a Star Wars marathon, you don't watch episode 1. It didn't exist.
Dude, I really don't watch episode 2 or 3 at all. I mean...
I haven't watched them since they came out.
You know what 1 had going for it, though? Qui-Gon Jinn.
Yeah.
That's
Liam
like,
Neeson as a Jedi.
That's its saving grace in my book, because he did such a spectacular job. But other than that, it's poop.
But the Anakin Sebulba subplot thing is really fucking bad. Jar Jar Binks. I mean, everybody knows about Jar Jar Binks. Like,
I mean, I just hate it, and having a little kid as a protagonist in the movie. How can he get behind a protagonist who has no fucking concept of what's going on and no ability to control it? I mean,
they kind of just, you know, if you think about it, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon in that movie kind of, you know, they probably should have issued an Amber Alert, because they fucking
Anakin alert.
Anakin Alert. They pretty much just go and they're like, sell your son into the bondage slavery that is the Force.
And then,
like, okay.
And then they bring up this shit. Was it the shit that makes the Force? What was the name of it? It starts with an M.
Midi-chlorians.
Midi-chlorian.
Yes, basically based off of I'm a little too buzzed now to think of it. The mitochondria in our cells.
Yeah.
Roughly based on
Very
that.
Parasite Eve of you, George Lucas.
Yeah, and they never fucking explore it ever again. Like, yeah, this is what the Force is. Okay, fuck off. You know, that's all it is. We can't inject like a fucking robot with this shit and make some kind of badass villain. Nope, this is what it is. Okay, we're done.
Dude, I would spend a night in jail to backhand Hayden Christensen in the fucking face. Well, it'd be almost like slapping the fuck out of Lars Ulrich or Kanye West. It'd be worth it.
And you know,
Kanye West needs a little worse.
I'm probably gonna receive some
He's
shit for
paddling.
this. But the double lightsaber is such a fucking piece of shit.
It is.
It's the most boring goddamn weapon in all of Star Wars. Because it turns the fights, instead of like an emotional conflict, into some choreographed ballerina piece of shit.
That's true. One of my favorite, out of all the Star Wars films, one of my favorite lightsaber duels is still in Return of the Jedi. When Vader, you know, when Luke's hiding, at the very last scene, when Palpatine's trying to get Luke pissed off enough to fight Vader, the whole scene where Luke's hiding and Vader's taunting him, you know, and he's like, if you won't turn to the dark side, maybe your sister will, and it pisses Luke off.
Yeah, he
and
just
Luke
beats him in the fucking
exactly.
submission.
It's like he's using it like a fucking baseball bat, beating him fucking down. None of this, you ain't got to flip 1,000 times and twirl your goddamn lightsaber. One of the things that pissed me off about the prequels, fucking General Grievous having 4 goddamn lightsabers. Are you fucking kidding me?
Using them like fan blades.
Fucking kill, dude. Like,
yeah, and then they're fucking useless. Like, they last 5 seconds. And it's like, what was the fucking point of that? It didn't even, you know, it looked cool of all 5 seconds, and then Obi-Wan just chops his arms off and is like, well, that was fucking useless.
I did enjoy, though, I will say, I did like Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan.
Spectacular.
I did like that because I'm a Ewan McGregor fan.
I think he did as good as he could under the circumstances, but
that was one of his first movies outside of Trainspotting.
Considering only the first 3 films, can you name any characteristic of Obi-Wan in those films? Did he have any personality?
He had a beard.
Exactly. Like
Not much. He was just kind of like, I'm the badass. And
Yeah, I mean,
that's it.
yeah. I mean, you can name a million fucking characteristics of, say, goddamn brain fart. Han Solo, Luke, any of the ones in the original three. There's so many characters in the prequels were so fucking bland and useless. Did not even need to be on the fucking screen, much less, even mentioned.
Dude, just George Lucas, he's awesome for the fact that he did create Star Wars. He had a hand in, he created Indiana Jones. He's done some cool shit. But the prequels, and then on top of the prequels being bad, you've got all the reduxes of the original ones. That shit cracks me the fuck up.
This is my theory on George Lucas. George Lucas is kind of a genius. But many geniuses, they have
weaknesses.
Well, they come up with a gazillion ideas. And only a handful of these ideas are really good.
Groundbreaking.
When the first three Star Wars, George Lucas was not top dog. He had to go through filters. So with those filters, the best ideas got through.
Well, that's the whole reason George Lucas didn't direct. And a lot of people don't realize he didn't direct Empire or Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Just New Hope and the prequels.
Yeah, in the prequels, he had 100% pull. Like, he's George Lucas. Oh my god, we can't tell this guy no. So every shitty fucking idea that came out of his mind got put on film. So, that's kind of what happened there.
That's one thing I do have full faith for The Force Awakens is J.J. Abrams has Lawrence Kasdan that did Empire Strikes Back has been helping on this one. And he's actually helming Episode 8 when it comes out.
Ooh.
Nice.
So, I'm really excited for Force Awakens. I got my tickets already. I'm pumped.
So, yeah, that's my rage rant for the night. Shitty prequels, sequels. Just stop fucking doing it. If you're going to make a movie, do it right. Or a game, for that matter.
Speaking of remakes of games, did you see the footage from the award show they dropped to Final Fantasy VII? They showed actual combat footage and gameplay footage.
I didn't see that. I saw that footage was shown, but I didn't see that it didn't specify gameplay, or I would have watched it.
I watched it.
So I'm not interested in cinematic trailers. Those are a dime a dozen.
No, they got the gameplay trailer out, and it's like the other ones, the newer Final Fantasy
13 and
like you do the attack, like it just shows Cloud slash, and he'll roll and slash behind, and like every time they attack, the numbers will appear above the head. It's like that. It's not turn based.
Look, I got mixed feelings about that because I love Final Fantasy VII and the older ones. They all had a similar combat system.
Turn based combat is one of the things that made Final Fantasy VII awesome.
And I do love it. At the same time, I've played 13. I'm like, wow, the combat on this is way more fucking entertaining than the old ones. Like the old ones. The boss battles stick in my mind, like I can remember them so well, because they were fucking boss battles. But the in-between shit was so fucking boring that I hated the random battles. In 13, I at least enjoyed the random battles in between, because they made the combat so much more exciting. But with 7, I'm just so much on the fence about it, because I love the old one and I like the new one. I prefer to stick to the old one, but I could see the advantage of sticking to the newer combat system. So, I don't know. I'll just have to get my hands on it and see.
Yeah, that's going to be truly one of those games nobody knows about until it drops.
They're going to fuck up somewhere. Because, I mean, you can't recreate such a...
classic.
Yeah, you can't recreate something that held such a fucking high standard and not fuck up. Because if you change anything about it, people are going to find something wrong with it.
Oh, yeah. It's coming. I have a feeling like that game will make or break Final Fantasy for the future for Square, possibly.
Possibly.
If it just ends up being a big piece of shit, people aren't going to have hope for if they come out. Final Fantasy 18's
Final
out.
Fantasy needs to start having more awesome characters in it. Not since 7 with Cloud. Was there a good protagonist that had a pair of nuts until 13 when Lightning, who was ironically a female, she's the only character since 7 that had a pair of fucking balls that stood up for something that you could get behind, that you thought was a person that you might like. You know.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like a chick with balls?
Yeah, I mean, I love chicks with balls all day.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah.
That's the hottest of the hot.
But I mean, for real though, I like a character that in a game that stands for something. So many of these characters are just, I don't even know what to describe them as. It's anime weeaboo fucks. They're just like, my feelings are hurt. Boo-hoo.
It's a very accurate description.
That's how they are.
People, they get butthurt so bad. And so easily. People just get offended by every fucking thing.
Well, good. I'm offended by their being offended by it, so fuck those people.
Well, do you want you got something before we do the...
Let's do our fucking subject.
Do you want to save that for the end? Or what?
Save what for the end?
That sound clip.
Okay, yeah. Hold on.
Because it is time.
Somebody's getting sued.
Probably. Mickey Mouse is going to be beating at the door. You goddamn fat fucks owe me some goddamn money. Good old cocksuckers.
Well, luckily, the company that owns the rights to that is now defunct. So,
Yes.
LucasArts is no more.
Goodbye.
For better or for worse. They did a lot of good stuff.
We're I'm gonna go ahead and clarify this. We're gonna be pretty much talking about the retro Star Wars games.
Yeah.
To a degree, because N64 is pretty much the last era of Star Wars games
Of good ones.
I've played.
Let's start.
How do you want to do this?
Let's start at the fucking beginning. The Atari 2600 Star
Indeed.
Wars was like the first Star Wars game, and it was pretty damn good.
It's a port of the actual Star Wars arcade.
Empire Strikes Back was actually before the arcade.
Was it?
Yes, the one where you're in a land speeder.
It's like
you
Defender.
No, this is you're in a land speeder and you shoot AT-ATs a ridiculous fucking amount of times. And
it's like Defender though. You can fly back and forth, left and right across the screen.
Kind of, yeah.
And the AT-ATs turn like random fucking colors, like green and red. The more damage you progress on them.
Yeah, and if you're lucky, there's like a little tiny glowing spot on them that will like practically destroy them instantly if you shoot it. But chances of you doing that are fairly slim. Yeah, it was a good game though. From what I played, I only emulated it, but yeah, from what I looked up, that was the first Star Wars game ever made, and it was solid.
Nice. Did you ever play Jedi Arena on
No.
Atari 20? Oh my god, what a wretched piece of shit.
Is that the one that uses the paddle?
Yes, and you like one person is I guess obviously Vader because you have a fucking red lightsaber, and one person's Luke's you have a blue one, and it's the little the thing in New Hope Luke's training with on the Millennium Falcon.
Yes,
it's that
the little flying droid thing.
Yeah, it's like a real fucked up pinball. You like knock that fucking little flying thing back forward, and occasionally it shoots lightning out of it.
So it's kind of like Pong, maybe.
Yeah. I don't really know. I've owned that game for some years now, and I still don't really know exactly what the fucking purpose of it is.
You should try playing it while wearing a blindfold.
Yeah.
Just like Luke.
I should. I may have better progress than playing it normally, because I really don't know what the fuck's going on in that game.
You know, I'm kind of embarrassed to admit this, but I didn't play the original Star Wars arcade till we went to the Southern Fried Game Room Expo last year. But it was fucking awesome.
It is amazing. It's some really good use of vector graphics.
Yes, the vector. I love vector graphics so much.
Oh yeah, man.
It's so simple, but it looks so fucking awesome.
I thought about you. There's some company that just released a new vector game, and it's
really
fucking badass. I thought of you instantly. It's a ship game, but you got to boot up the ship, and it's got switches to turn it on and all that, and it's like vector graphics, but they've you can tell how far they've come because it's like badass animation with vector graphics.
That shit just blows my mind because at least the old school style version was nothing but fucking mathematic formulas in there. There was no like, hey, I'm gonna create a sprite in this program and just do it all visually.
Just do formulas to make
like,
the
hey,
shit appear on a
here's
screen.
this algorithm. We're gonna turn this fucking line of numbers into a goddamn X-wing. Like that blows my fucking mind.
The Empire Strikes Back arcade is also Vectrix, and it's very similar. Dude, I love in the Star Wars arcade though how where you actually get in the trench of the Death Star, it's like you hear Obi-Wan go, "Use the Force."
And to my knowledge, you can blow up an infinite number of Death Stars if you're good enough. Like,
yeah, the Empire had an unprecedented amount of resources. So they had 1,000 Death Stars that we didn't know about.
Yeah, and this Jedi knew one weird trick to destroy them all. Like,
shoot it in the bunghole.
The stay-at-home mom knew one weird trick to destroy all the Death Stars.
You kind of think about it though. When Luke blew up the Death Star, he killed like thousands of people.
Yeah, oh yeah, like people working in the Death McDonald's. Like,
yeah, just like they talked about. They talked about that shit in Clerks, how even the janitors got blew the fuck up. Like, they were just trying to make some money to take back to Alderaan and buy some slop from Yoda or something.
Well, it kind of parallels real life, like how we nuked
Dagobah.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki. There's a lot of fucking innocents that died, but for the most part, it's for the greater good.
That's true. We're going to do that to ISIS next. But anyways.
Yeah, we're going to nuke the country of ISIS. Like,
get ready. We're going to Star Wars your ass. The Return of the Jedi game was Battle for the Death Star, I think, on Atari 2600.
I didn't play that one.
You play as the Millennium Falcon, and it's kind of like Yar's Revenge.
Okay.
You have to wait on the shield to go down, and when the shield goes down, you shoot the Death Star itself, and you gotta, each time you shoot the Death Star, a pixel disappears, and you gotta fucking deplete the Death Star. It's a pain in the ass. It's not that great either. Empire and Star Wars Arcade are the best Atari 2600 versions, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Well, after Atari, though, we got one from the Nintendo. The Star Wars was the name of it, and it was pretty damn good for Nintendo.
Yeah, it's side-scrolling platformer.
Yeah, it reminded me of the original Metroid.
There's Empire Strikes Back on Nintendo, too.
I have not played that.
Oh, man, it sucks.
Does it? Is it like
you
a
can
shitty
play it
port?
after this. I'll let you.
Is it a shitty port of the Super Empire Strikes Back?
No.
Okay.
It came out before, but you start out on a Tauntaun and work your way through caves, and you use a blaster pistol. It's a lot like Star Wars on NES, but just slightly different.
I know the Star Wars on NES had a shitty land speeder map thing.
My god! It controls like Dick Tracy and Roger Rabbit driving.
Yeah.
The 360 turn and go.
Yep.
Fuck that shit
and
the
and I was confused. Like,
use the Force to fuck your ass.
I was completely confused why that was even in the game. Like, what was the fucking point of this? Just give me a series of corridors I can go through, jump over shit, and shoot shit, and that's all I need.
I wish to fuck we could have got a hold of the Famicom version of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Have you seen anything about it?
Very little.
Oh man, it's so just like nothing to do with the movie. The first boss of the first level is Darth Vader, and when you hit Darth Vader twice, he turns into a scorpion, and then you kill the scorpion.
What?
And I'm just like, at what point in the goddamn movie did he turn into a fucking scorpion? Like, that would have been kind of cool. Like, they just, like, mutated to Darth Vader.
Fucking Xenomorph bursts out of his chest.
Oh, that'd be a cool idea.
Xenomorph with the Force.
Ooh, dude. It could just, like...
Fuck this universe. Like,
yeah. It could just hold you there and, like, cocoon you with its hands, like, waving back and forth.
Force rape you.
Ooh. That'd be a crossover I'd like to see. Aliens.
My favorite out of all the Star Wars series is the Super Star Wars trilogy. Mainly Super Empire Strikes Back.
Man. Punishment in a beautiful format.
Yes, I've never had my ass kicked in such a way that I enjoyed it so much.
Those games really do look. They push the Super Nintendo.
I've only
a bit.
beat Super Empire Strikes Back with cheats. I've never beat any 3 of those games legitimately.
I don't know anybody that has.
I love them to death though. It's so fucking fun. It's the type of game that you can die repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly and be like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fucking try again because that was badass.
It's Shit. Sorry for the dead air. I had a brain fart.
Super Star Wars was the most basic and unrefined of the 3. Empire Strikes Back, like I said, it is my favorite. You start off with Luke, you get on a Tauntaun.
Can you throw your lightsaber in Empire Strikes Back? That's what I was trying to say. Like, you know, where you throw it and it spins and you can tap the button and it comes back.
I think you can later on. I know in Empire Strikes Back, you eventually get to play as Han Solo and Chewbacca, and it has a fucking great Mode 7 X-Wing level.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I've
which
never
only,
made it that far.
I've only
in Empire.
cheated my way to it, to be honest. Fucking great though.
One of the hardest. See, I've beaten Super Return of the Jedi with cheats, and oh my fuck! There's a level where you drive the Millennium Falcon through the like at the end of the Return of the Jedi where they're navigating through the Death Star.
Yeah,
and it's like all the walls. You have to do that, and I don't see how without cheats anybody could.
I know. I've cheated my way to Darth Vader in Empire Strikes Back, but I beat him legitimately. A fucking tough battle. It was ridiculous.
Those games are just so fucking hard. They're good.
I don't get that they were marketed to kids. How the fuck could they expect kids to beat that? Like, I don't understand.
Well, even the NES, the Star Wars and shit, you get later on, that shit's fucking difficult.
Yes.
All the Star Wars games are hard.
All the
old ones, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you played any of the Game Boy ports?
No. Which most Game Boy ports of games are shitty.
The Game Boy ports of Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back are ports of the NES ones. They play almost identical. Even Empire's got the same like little text box that appears. There's a text box with a fucking 8-bit Harrison Ford in it. That's like, Luke, a meteorite crashed nearby you. Go investigate it. It's even the same thing on the Game Boy that it is the NES. Game Boy Advance had Obi-Wan's Adventures, which is like a 3/4 top-down isometric, one of those angled views, kind of like Viewpoint.
Yeah.
Where you play as Obi-Wan. It's a piece of shit. Did not enjoy it. And then there's, of course, Star Wars Racer for Game Boy Advance, which has a funky-ass video that I showed you when you got over here that's actually pretty fucking impressive for a Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
It's like a little dot matrix movie of the opening scene of Star Wars Episode 1 where Anakin fires his pod racer up against Sebulba and pulls out. It's kind of cool. I'll show it to you in a little bit. It's pretty impressive for such archaic Game Boy technology.
One of the earlier PC games that really got me into the flight side of things is X-Wing and TIE Fighter, both of those games.
Yes.
Which I had at Game Fest, and I will have at Game Fest again.
Those are great fucking games.
Yeah, great joystick, dogfighting, spaceship games. You got various missions. One thing that was cool, and today most people don't really understand it when they first get into the game, is the game menu is like the inside of, say, the Death Star or a battle cruiser. And like, if you want to go on a mission, you hover over different doors with your mouse and click, and like, oh, here's the briefing room.
Yeah,
things like that.
Kind of like Wing Commander.
Yeah, that was fairly common back in those days, even up to the newer Freelancer games, which is considered one of the best, if not the best, dogfighting space game today. Most of them had menus like that. Some of the Mech Warriors had menus like that.
Mech Warrior 3, I think,
they weren't
did.
So much.
That's the one I had.
They didn't try to make a standard game. They more or less try to make
a simulation.
They try to make an experience for you. So even your menus were part of the game. It is counterintuitive if you've never played them. I'll give it that. I've noticed a lot of people were kind of fumbling with the controls, trying to figure out what was what. But it's still pretty fucking cool, I think. That kind of stuff really blew me away as a kid because, like, you didn't know what did what in the game. Like, it seemed like there's infinite possibilities. So maybe if I click on this fucking worker here, something will happen. So
well, that's one of the joys of video games that's kind of got lost with the new shit now. Even though there's more to do in the newer games, it's just kind of like
it's all spoon-fed to you.
You automatically know that you can do it.
Yes.
There's no like wheel of discovery kind of deal to it.
It's spoon-fed to you so damn hard. It's kind of
Sad.
sad. I mean, it does make your time more efficient, I guess I'd say, and I kind of appreciate that now as a busy adult. But I really miss the old games where you were encouraged to explore and figure shit out.
Yeah, there's a whole element that's just missing because of not having that.
Yep.
N64 had a pretty good slew of Star Wars games on it.
Yeah, I will say I did not like Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire, I do. It's a love-hate thing with me. That's actually the second N64 game I ever had. I got behind Mario 64, of course. Frustrating it is.
It
is. I've beaten it, but it took me about 2 years to beat.
That's understandable.
Pain in the dick.
I mean, it ebbed and flowed quite a bit. Like, you'd have all these action scenes in here, like, okay, where the fuck do I go? And you just kind of wander around.
And the game's kind of clunky a little bit. Like, you can tell that was one of the first forays into, like, 3D platforming.
Yeah.
Big time.
You could tell that there's a lot more, like, hey, this is 3D, this is cool, focused, rather than, like, hey, let's try and make this a
legible
smooth
game.
Yeah, smooth, flowing, fun start to end game. That's what it struck me as.
It's, Will, I will say this. Something I want to briefly talking about bad Star Wars games. It's not as bad as Star Wars Rebel Assault on Sega CD.
Yeah.
I have it on Sega CD and Panasonic 3DO, and both ports are equally fucking terrible. And Star Wars Chess on Sega CD is terrible too.
Did they try to recreate the chess game that they had in the Star Wars movies?
No, it's just chess with Star Wars characters.
Oh, what?
Oh,
what?
no.
And
fuck that.
it seems like it would be cool, but like for example, a stormtrooper's a pawn, and fuck, I don't even remember what like a rebel fighter is a fucking pawn, and if you capture a stormtrooper, it'll go to a little cutscene of you shooting the stormtrooper animation on the chessboard. Well, first off, this was a Sega CD game. It's a chess game that got rated MA13.
Whoa.
Which, Sega's rating board was a little bit
screwy.
Yeah. It has violence in it. But every time you do something, even when you move a fucking chess piece, there's a load time.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
See, I was thinking it was like that weird, like, 3D holographic chess that they had in Star Wars where Chewbacca nearly killed Han Solo over.
Yeah. That would be cool, but...
Yeah, that would have been badass. I wanted to play that game when I saw that as a kid. I was like, oh, why is it this real? Like,
nothing like that at all.
When you mentioned the N64 Star Wars games,
yeah, sorry. I didn't mean that off topic.
That's fine. On the top of my list is going to have to be Pod Racer.
Pod Racer is actually, that's one of the only good things to come out of fucking episode 1 was the Pod Racer video game. Did you ever play that, Jazzy?
I did not.
You didn't bejazzle it?
No jazzing on this end.
It's actually fun.
Yeah,
I liked how you could upgrade your racers.
Yes,
and
that's
that
one of the
shit.
first racers where you could do that kind of shit. And I remember staying up with you,
yeah,
the game,
man.
like just
Get
running
the
all
double
these
turbos
races.
and see if you can beat that motherfucker
and
in
when
the
you
canyon.
you never knew what the shopkeepers have. It was that douchebag with the dick nose that flew around.
Sebulba.
Yeah,
I thought he was the bad guy.
He was, but he was
Watto.
Fuck, thank you, Jazzy. Watto, excuse me.
Yes,
yeah,
Watto, that's it.
He looked like Rodney Dangerfield.
Yes.
With some little fairy
With
wings.
a dick nose.
Yeah.
Can't get no respect.
He always had something different. He always bitched at you no matter what, and I loved it.
He's kind of like my landlord. Hey, bitches at me when I don't even owe rent.
Your Jedi mind tricks don't work here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what the fuck? So these aren't the droids
really
you're
fast
looking for.
paced racing. Like it was second to Extreme G only.
Dude, that game has some breakneck motherfucking speeds later on. I don't know if you'd be interested or not, but I know where there's an in-box Pod Racer Edition N64 right now.
Really?
Yes, I do.
I'm not interested in the price that it's worth, but I'd be interested in it cheap.
I think they had $80 on it,
I don't sound
which
too bad.
isn't terrible if it still had all the paperwork and plastic and shit with it.
Yeah. Another N64 game, which I think there's two of them, Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron's fucking excellent.
It was.
Rogue Squadron 2, especially, is a bad motherfucker. Rogue Leader on GameCube as well is a great game.
I never played that one. I missed the GameCube boat.
It's a graphical upgrade of Rogue Squadron.
Okay.
Is all it is. It's nothing
Dude,
but
I put
space
so
fighting.
many fucking hours into Rogue Squadron. Great fucking games altogether. You played. It reminded me like of a more sandboxy Star Fox.
Yeah.
It controlled great. All the missions were fucking great. You had AI teammates that weren't shit.
They actually knew what they were doing a little bit.
Yeah, I loved fucking tying up the AT-ATs in the snow speeder levels.
That was one of the things I did like about Shadows of the Empire is when you're in the snow speeder and you actually have to do that at the beginning of the game.
With the tie cable or whatever. Yeah. You wrap them up and then you can
A little more
blow 'em up.
refined on Rogue Squadron though.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. I remember even the cheats they had for Rogue Squadron, all kinds of goofy shit, like you could turn your X-Wing into a Cadillac and stuff like that.
Look like that scene from Heavy Metal.
Yes, exactly.
Big old titties bouncing around.
Yeah.
You get one of them aliens from Star Wars that's got like 8 titties. Just bouncing around. Looks like a stack of hamburger rolls slapping together. I made a funny.
I can't recommend, out of all the N64 games, Rogue Squadron is the best, I think, and I can't recommend those games enough to anyone who's interested in it.
I played episode 1 on PlayStation.
How was that? Dreadful.
Yeah, that's all we'll say about it.
Your silence speaks
Yeah.
volumes.
Yeah.
The
silence.
These came out roughly around the same time, if not a little later or a little earlier. But the Jedi Knight games on PC.
I know nothing about.
You know, this is so bitter fucking sweet about the new Star Wars movie that's coming out nearly the time this podcast is dropping. The Jedi Knight games were fairly, like, almost 100% canon. And they added so much to it because you're like, wow, I'm taking part in Star Wars, you know. I think all of them, you played as this guy called Kyle Katarn, or you were one of his initiates to the Jedi Academy. But you're basically a guy who figured out that he had a good connection to the Force, and they were just great like first-person shooters / third-person swordplay games. The swordplay in most of these games are fucking bar none some of the best to this date. I remember just going online, having lightsaber duels with people in this game, and it was just fucking great. Very few games that do swordplay do it well, in my opinion. That really feel visceral. That feel like your strikes have impact.
You're actually fucking fighting somebody with a lightsaber.
Yes, and I remember just being locked up in duels with people, like lightsaber to lightsaber, like trying to outstrength the other one, and then pushing them back and giving them like the WWE Kane style big boot and just stabbing him in the face with his lightsaber. It's so fucking great. Or force lightning them across the map, things like that.
That would be great.
It was fucking great. It still is fucking great. There's a decent little community behind it still that just love these games. They're fucking great games. The single player on them had a great story. The adventure mode played kind of like Doom almost in that, except better with more story behind it. And that you not only just killed whatever is in front of you, you had to kind of figure out your objective. But it wasn't spoon-fed to you so much that it was like, go down this corridor and get a key card and keep going. It was like, okay, you got these 3 pieces, now figure out the puzzle.
You actually have to think a little bit,
yeah.
Which is something that people
and now
don't like doing in
now
games
with
anymore.
the new Star Wars movie, they have rendered all the expanded universe non-canon.
Non-canon.
So, as much as realized that they had to do that. They couldn't make a new Star Wars movie and keep all this shit together.
Oh yeah.
So I'm kind of glad that they did it, but at the same time, it kind of sullies my whole fun experiences.
It rustles your jimmies a little bit.
Yeah, it's just these old experiences I had were like, wow, I took part in the Star Wars universe. They're null and void now.
One thing about Star Wars I do want to ask you about that I figured you probably got wrote down. Star Wars Galaxies.
Oh, yes, I was going to get into that. Run from 2003 to 2011, but was ruined in 2005 by Sony.
We've talked about this before,
yes,
but...
One of the best fucking MMOs to date. I would say it's the spiritual successor to Ultima Online, which it's a hell of a fucking leap, considering Ultima Online is like a medieval fantasy and Star Wars is Star Wars. Really sandboxy. I remember you could make a I can't remember the name of the class. It was like a bard, but Star Warsy. An entertainer was it. You can make a decent fucking living sitting around in cantinas playing music for people, dancing for people. They would come by and they'd get buffs. They would tip you. You make decent living doing that. Plenty of people set up their own settlements on all these planets. It was several different planets you could go colonize, and people did and made their own cities and stuff. Becoming a Jedi in that game was a fucking feat. You couldn't just start off and be a Jedi. You started off from a handful of classes like Bounty Hunter, Entertainer, Gunslinger, things like that. And through a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, you could become a Jedi. And once you became a Jedi, like, anybody could attack you anywhere if they figured out you were a Jedi. Basically, bounty hunters at any point in time could fuck your shit up if you're a Jedi. So you couldn't just, like, walk around with...
You can't flash your fucking shit.
No,
it's kind of like owning a gun now. You don't go out in public and just flash, like, ooh, bitch, I'm a lightsaber. Come get some
If you went
to
a cantina and you're like, hey, guys, I'm a Jedi. Check out how cool I am. You're fucking dead.
Everybody's like, what was it he says in New Hope? You'll be dead.
Yes. And then in 2005, Sony introduced this thing. I think it was called the New Player Experience, something like that. Which, such a fucking piece of shit. They commercialized the fuck out of the game, which you'd expect a Star Wars game to be commercialized the fuck out of anyways, but they really went overboard with it. Like, in the original game, like I said, you picked all these kind of nondescript classes that did different things, and you could branch out and do different kinds of crafting and specializations. When they did that, you started off picking a class that was based on a character in Star Wars, and it had like a big picture of the characters. Like, oh, I want to be Luke Skywalker, so I'll pick the Jedi class. Or I want to be a gunslinger, I'll be Han Solo. And, man, they'd try to shoehorn you into the story of the movies, and it didn't fucking work. They ruined all those things that made Star Wars Galaxies, and turned it into, Star Wars game cash-in number 622. Took everything that was special about it and threw it in the garbage, and they wondered why they had to shut down the game afterwards. Like,
you can't trample on the people that...
I remember...
Don't fuck with something already. If it's not broke, it doesn't need fixed.
Like I said, this game came out in 2003. It was ruined in 2005. I graduated in 2004. I came in on the coattails of the glory days of this game. I really wish I could have played more of it during the time that it was great. I remember one of the last times I logged in the game, before the expansion actually hit, people had organized mass fucking protests to this, like hundreds and hundreds of people in the game protesting this, spamming all kinds of shit. Sony like how we're gonna unsubscribe and all kinds of stuff like that. And Sony's response, they spawned. I'm trying to think of the name of it. Those badass droids with the shields, with like the machine gun, the
ones
droids
from the prequels.
Yes.
Yeah.
They spawned those and just fucking massacred everyone. That was their response. They shit on their players so fucking hard. And
what the fuck?
To this day, like, that has left such a fucking bitter taste in my mouth when it comes to Sony Online Entertainment, which thankfully is now defunct. Daylight Games owns all of, or Daybreak Games, something like that. They own all the Sony Online games now. so I can kind of do business with them now without feeling so dirty.
Shady fucking Tods.
Yeah, there's actually some private servers going on, which I haven't checked out, to be honest. I need to. That, to my knowledge, have fairly faithfully recreated the Star Wars Galaxies games. The last expansion that they made that was good is the Warp to Lightspeed expansion, which allowed you to buy spaceships in the game, and you could like get your buddies together and they man different spots in the spaceship. You started
That's
off
badass.
You start off with a little frigate, like an X-wing or something like that, but you could eventually upgrade to like something similar to the Millennium Falcon.
Like cargo class.
Yes, and you could do smuggling runs. You could do assault missions, things like that, and your party members could run around in the ship and like fix parts of the ship, or go man this turret, or do this, do that. It's fucking badass. Really good dogfighting controls. I remember that's one of the first modern games I went out and bought a new joystick for, just so I could play that. And now they got that Star Wars: The Old Republic by BioWare. It's another MMO, and it's really a piece of shit. It's World of Warcraft with a Star Wars skin slapped on top. The only cool thing it has going for it is it has a spaceship gameplay mode where you basically play something similar to the Millennium Falcon and you do all these missions in it. But in Galaxies, the spaceship missions were free roaming. I could, launch from Taboo and go to another planet, or I could warp there or whatever. It was space. And the Old Republic, the spaceship games were Star Foxy, which isn't bad, but
it's like the other one. It takes a lot of the element out of it.
Yes, yeah, it's on the rails and it plays okay, but it's just it could have been more, and it wasn't. So even though the Old Republic's free to play, I really recommend just avoiding it. That was BioWare's biggest blunder ever, in my opinion.
A bunch of people I know think that was one of BioWare's biggest achievements, but.
See,
I don't know. It's mixed.
I actually bought the Old Republic brand new, which is very fucking rare for me to buy a brand new game these days, because my old Matrix Online guild decided that's the next game we're going to. Matrix Online being another game that Sony castrated and then killed. But they all went to the Old Republic, and now the guild's is dead now, basically. Very rarely does anyone do anything, because the game sucked. Even now that it's free to play, I can't be bothered to fucking log in, much less pay $50.
It's not worth wasting your time on.
No, the only good parts of it is the Star Foxy style space missions, which I could be wrong, but I recall that they place some fairly strict limitations on it. If you're free to play it, unless you pay the money, you can only play it a couple times a day. And it has a decent story. For an MMO, there's a lot of cutscenes and stuff with voice acting. It doesn't hold a candle to fucking the Secret World when it comes to that, but it's okay. But the gameplay is boring as fuck. Just fucking avoid it.
Well, you heard it there then.
Knights of the Old Republic. I know it came out on Xbox.
Know nothing about it.
I played it on PC. Fucking amazing RPGs. You created a character from the ground up, kind of went wherever you wanted to go, whether it be, like a heavy assault type character to a roguish, like Han Solo type character. You kind of just built them as you went, and eventually you got force powers, and this is kind of a spoiler, but it's the oldest game, so fuck you. You found out you were Darth Revan, which is, a powerful fucking dark Jedi, I guess you'd say, a Sith Lord. Powerful Sith Lord, and you found out that you had been Jedi mind wiped. So now you kind of got this path in front of you. You can choose do I want to be Darth Revan again? Do I want to kind of go the Grey Jedi route? Do I want to become a good guy now? So many fucking repercussions in the storyline. Great cutscenes. Many different ways to complete the game. Altogether, just fucking amazing RPGs.
So it's kind of like Total Recall?
Yes, exactly like Total Recall.
You're not my wife.
It's not a tumor.
Star Wars could only been better if Arnold Schwarzenegger would have been in one of them.
Oh, definitely.
Oh man,
He should have been Yoda.
I'm not scared of the dark side.
you will be.
Oh, you will be. You will be very afraid.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to think of something.
God damn it. When Yoda had
Into my hut.
Luke enter that swamp vagina. Like,
Into the chopper you will go. Into the X-Wing.
I'm kind of running to the end of the retro stuff, but the first Battlefront and the second Battlefront, good games. Especially when people actually played them. Not that many people play
They're
them
more
anymore.
like Command and Conquer style
No.
games, were they not?
No,
I never played them.
much closer to Battlefield 1942, which is, in my opinion, still the best Battlefield game. You couldn't play like Luke Skywalker and shit like in the new one, but they were fucking great games. So many different vehicles and stuff you could man. I really enjoyed playing. Like, I can't remember the name. I think it's the dodecadroids or whatever. The ones that like could turn into a ball or expand out to where they had the double machine guns. And
That's the one
shields.
you were talking about that Sony used to
Yes.
rape everybody, right?
Yes, those exact ones. If I got the name wrong, I apologize. I'm not that huge of a Star Wars nerd. Yeah, those are fun fucking games, and it kind of sucks that they went this long without them being a new one till now. Which I understand you have experience, or wait, never mind, you didn't get
No,
experience with.
I was actually going to rent that game to review, but the Redbox was rented slap the fuck out. I have beta experience, and that's about it. I had the beta.
I've read that GameStop said that their sales for it kind of sucked.
I haven't heard a whole lot of good stuff about it, to be honest with you.
Which was so weird considering how many people raved about the beta.
I thought the beta was great, and that's why, like I said last episode, I can't really say yay or nay if it sucks, if it's good, because I haven't played the full game.
It's just really-
I liked the beta.
It really makes me wonder what they did between the beta and release that made it suck so hard.
I think a lot of it's just because it's the bare essentials of a game. There's no single player. It's only multiplayer, which I don't give a fuck. I haven't bought a Call of Duty game
Well, I mean,
at all
if you had
for the
played,
storyline.
if you played the other Battlefront games, their single player game was a multiplayer game with AI. There was no story. There's nothing else to it. You just played random fucking missions with a bunch of AI. So, I mean, I can understand them leaving that out because it's kind of pointless.
Yeah.
The only reason I ever played the single player version of those games is because I had dial-up internet, and I was like, well, I can play shittily against people, or I can play okay against bots. So
I'm going to rent it, and I'll have a review ready for us by next week. Maybe me and you can get together and play it one night.
yeah.
And we'll have something together next week for it.
The only other game I wanted to talk about, and this isn't so much retro, but it kind of is about to be since the NX is about to drop, is Force Unleashed. Great fucking games. Do you ever play them?
No.
You know what's
I've
this?
seen them, but never.
They're both great. I got them both. PC. It's PC Master Race. But you can get them on like every fucking console, like the Wii, Xbox 360.
I've seen it on PlayStation
yeah.
3.
What sticks out to me the most about the first one is like the tutorial part of the game. It's like the most enjoyable fucking tutorial I've ever fucking played in the game, because you started off as Darth Vader and you got to see how badass Darth Vader was. Like, nothing could fuck with you at all. You just force choked masses of enemies at a time, and you just fucking rape tanked everything. And that's how it introduced you to the controls. Like, press X to fucking rape the world. Like,
Nice. To go back in time and fucking all of humanity.
but in those
Press
games,
A.
you play The Apprentice, and to anyone who played the Soul Calibur 4 on 360 and PlayStation, The Apprentice
Where you
was
can-
fuckhead. Fuck The Apprentice. Fuck Yoda on those games. But anyways, The Apprentice, you played as The Apprentice on Force Unleashed, which was Darth Vader's secret apprentice that the Emperor didn't know about.
Dun dun dun.
He apprenticed him in the bathroom. But yeah,
You wait in the back.
it was an interesting twist in the story because, you know, because it is the dark side, it gave you the option to try and cross Darth Vader, and you actually, you know, you could to a degree. You know, you couldn't outright outfight Darth Vader because he's fucking Darth Vader and you're a douchebag.
You can just find out which room in the Death Star he stays on and put like a flaming bag of Tauntaun shit outside his door.
Yeah,
and run off.
That's about the gist of it. But it's a great storyline. You could choose to turn to the light side and that kind of thing. I remember another scene in the story. There's a fucking battleship or battle cruiser crash landing into the planet. And your apprentice, I can't remember if this was an interactive scene or not, but he uses the Force to fucking slow a whole goddamn battlecruiser down to keep it from running himself over.
Wow, that's pretty fucking crazy.
Yes.
That's excellent.
Yes, it's just like plowing into these mountains and just ruining this whole fucking region, and he just like puts out his hand and it slows it down so it doesn't run him over. It's like, god damn.
That's intense, man.
Those games are fucking great. They control great. The story's, solid. Very hack and slashy with adventure elements to it. I can't recommend those games enough. They're fucking amazing.
I'm actually going to make a note of that.
You can buy them dirt cheap on the old consoles.
For PS3.
Yeah, you can get them dirt cheap now, and I really recommend doing it.
There's 2 of them, right?
Yes. The second one, they're both really good. The second one's not quite as good, only because they didn't do anything more with it. It was more of the same, which isn't bad considering the first one was great.
It served better as like an expansion pack than a sequel.
Yes. They didn't explore any really new concepts with the second one, which like I said, they made more gold is basically what I'm saying. They didn't make diamonds with it. It's just more gold.
Nice.
So that's kind of the end of the Star Wars shit for me.
That's mine too. Before we get off the Star Wars thing, I purchased me and Brandon the listener. You can't see this. You can hear it. But Topps trading card company actually has new Star Wars trading cards out.
Journey to Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
They have new cards and old cards. So I bought me and Brandon a pack, and we're going to do a little on-air unpackaging of this. Ooh.
I love that sound.
Oh, it's beautiful. And if you'll notice on the package, it also it also includes the prequels. So maybe somebody got a Jar Jar Binks trading card.
Dude, the cards are set up like 80s style.
Yeah, the old
trading
ones.
cards.
And
That's
they're
kind of
like
cool.
scenes from the movies.
Yes, I got I got new ones. I got Captain Phasma, which is a bad guy in the new movie. It's a chick.
Huh.
The female, the Chrome Stormtrooper.
All of mine are older ones.
Dude, I got all new ones.
Mine, cool. Number 13, A Wonderful Secret.
Ah.
It shows Leia and I think Luke hugging. You see the back of his head. I'm assuming that's when Luke was laying down and he finds out that Leia's his sister. Let's see what
and
it
he
says.
still doesn't care.
Sexy time. You will take your bra off.
After a major scuffle on the bridge, Jedi heroes Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker wrest control of General Grievous's flagship from enemy hands. Although the wily cyborg manages a super fast escape, the ship is safely landed on Coruscant after some anxious moments, and Anakin is reunited with the great love of his life, Padme Amidala. I guess this is Padme. It looked kind of like Leia. Yeah, okay.
And he was a wily cyborg.
It is. What's her name? She has the Leia buns on, which threw me off.
Yeah.
I forgot that she used those.
Throwback.
I have the Star Destroyer.
Boom.
Just.
Oh, that's already more bad. No, it's not quite as badass as this one card I got. I got another one from the prequels, Looking to the Future, which shows like Obi-Wan and Anakin looking into the sunset romantically.
Oh, yes.
Obi-Wan just renewed his NAMBLA membership.
The Anakin alert.
That's why he turned to the dark side.
That Anakin alert just got fucking triggered.
It's like those angry choir boys.
This is from the new one. Resistant Forces in Flight. And it's the X-Wings fighting
sweet.
TIE fighters from the new one.
I got a Speeder Bike Dash, which is Luke on the Speeder Bike.
Oh, very nice. On Endor.
Yeah, Endor.
Very nice.
I always get the planets' names mixed up.
The last one I got is just simply The Force Awakens, and it's a picture of the movie poster.
Okay. Well, I think I got the most badass one here.
Cool.
The Rancor Feasts.
Oh,
yes. A picture of the Rancor.
Fucking gnarly.
Yes. What was the fat dude's name? His trainer?
The Rancor Keeper.
Yeah.
That's
Before regrouping with the Alliance, Luke Skywalker flies to the swamp world of Dagobah and calls on an old friend, Master Yoda, who passes away after a long, rewarding life of Jedi service.
Thanks for the spoiler.
I have lived.
Luke also
800.
confers with the Force spirit of Ben Kenobi, who discloses the truth about Leia Organa's lineage. This sterling knowledge forever changes the way Luke regards this young woman who is, in truth, his sister.
because he wanted to fuck her prior
Yes.
to
Yeah.
finding out.
Meanwhile, the Rebel fleet gathers to discuss the next strategic move against Palpatine's new, nearly completed Death Star, with respected leader Mon Mothma presiding over the briefing.
Oh, Mon Mothma.
She plays a little bit of a role in my shit or the shit.
Oh,
Ooh.
it's time for that, isn't it?
Yep, sure is.
It's shit. But if it's like solid gold, it's the shit.
I love that. This is a game I talked about somewhat briefly. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. I had to go back and play that game some, since I'm going through my entire Steam library. Like I said before, I had a great lightsaber play multiplayer. I'm not going to go over that anymore. The Doomish single player. Going through different portions of the map and kind of figuring out how to progress. You were in this particular game, you were Kyle Katarn, but he had cut himself off from the Force for whatever reason. I guess he didn't want to be involved in it anymore. But he's still doing kind of mercenary work for the Rebels / now New Republic. He was hunting down remnants of the Empire, basically. Had really great feeling guns. The gunplay in it was really fucking solid. Like the Wookie bowcaster and the even the Stormtrooper assault rifles that you picked up that seemed to spray everywhere except for where you aimed, because that's Stormtroopers can't shoot shit.
I'm really hoping the First Order in the new movie has got their aiming game on point.
But headshot in the game will make and break your success in this game. If you can hit headshots, you will fucking stomp your way through this game, no problem. If you can't, then you're gonna have a tough battle on your hand. Like the Stormtroopers, you can shoot them a fuck ton, and they'll still sit there and shoot back at you. You shoot them in the head, they're down.
Headshots for days, baby.
Yep. No scope. Okay. There's not a whole lot more I can say about it because I did discuss the Jedi Knight games already. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, really fucking great game. I don't want to spoil the story too much for any listeners who may want to play it. You can pick it up on Steam dirt cheap, especially with Christmas and Star Wars around. They're going to be running some fucking sales.
Oh, yeah. Anything Star Wars
like
related.
usually on Steam at Christmas, on a normal Christmas, you can get the Star Wars pack for like 90% off, which is like every fucking Star Wars game made besides like the bleeding edge newest shit for like $10 or less.
Shit.
Highly recommend doing that because you'll get like the TIE Fighter games and shit, the Jedi Knight games, Knights of the Old Republic. It's a fucking good pack of games. So Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast is the shit. The only other Jedi Knight game that I think that gives it room for its money is Jedi Academy, which is another game. That game especially kind of is bittersweet about the whole canon thing, because it's about how Luke started the Jedi Academy after all this shit and tried to revive
The Jedi Order.
The Jedi Order, because they were hunted to near extinction in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, because Anakin killed all the...
Yeah.
He killed him.
So in Jedi Academy,
children.
he tried to bring it back, and now that's all non-canon now. So this is kind of.
Would you like a death stick?
I'm okay now.
It's for
Thank
the greater
you.
good. There's over 5,000 chemicals in those. Chemicals are bad, like water.
You'll end up sounding like Darth Vader if you smoke enough of them.
You don't want to sell death sticks.
We don't have any calls tonight, which is 100% my fault because I'd never put anything on Facebook about it.
I didn't today, as I've been on the fritz all day.
Yes, my stepson had a basketball game, and we did all kinds of shit. I went to Huntsville to get some more TVs for Game Fest, so sorry, guys. My fault. No calls.
Do you want to at least play that chime of what's going to happen if they don't call us?
Yeah, even though you get a pass today. This is
yeah.
not going to happen today.
I've heard about this.
This is fucking great.
For those of you who haven't called the show, a warning. If you do not call, you will awaken Satan, and infants shall fall from the sky. Bears will feast on the slow and the witless. Vaginas will turn to stone.
No!
Serpents rise from the ground. Fly into your sphincter and bite. Demons will travel back in time and rape your father. Hell, Satan! You've been warned.
Oh, that never gets old.
So
Thank you,
amazing.
Adam Calloway. That is pure fucking audio gold for our podcast.
You know, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts since we started this, and just to kind of understand like the whole name of the game, because before we started this, I'd never listened to podcasts, and I've learned a lot of them have had like fan made music and things like that. That's by far the best fucking clip I've ever heard
agree.
out of a podcast.
I agree. Like it's amazing that was recorded in Adam's living room.
Yeah.
Because that sound like I want to talk to Adam, and I think the Good Old Gamers need to come up with like a concept album of like 4 songs and
Definitely.
release a Good Old Gamers metal record. I would listen to that shit. Like
Yeah.
if that was a full song, I would listen to it.
Limited edition E EP.
Yeah, something grandioso about the Sega and Nintendo war or something.
Yeah.
Just still that
The War of 1,000 Cartridges.
bears will feast on the slow and the witless. That shit cracks me up. Oh,
I feel like the worst part is vaginas will turn to stone, so
Yes.
please call.
Definitely.
Please.
Because all the other shit I'm 100% cool with.
infants can
Like,
fall from the
That
sky.
would be
Serpents
amazing.
can enter my anus.
Yes.
Satan and his demons can travel back in time and rape your father. Just do not turn our vaginas into stone.
Please.
Yeah. That would suck.
No, our vagina. Well, yeah, they got rings on it, so technically they're our vaginas. If they hear that, we'll all get crucified.
I do have the deed, so, you know, it's hanging on my wall. I traded good oxen for that.
You had to have 48 hit points to apply for that. Oh, to get married, you got to travel to a mountain and get a bathroom key. A bathroom key, that's where you will fornicate with your wife. But a terrible dragon lives there.
Sorry, your XP's not high enough.
God damn it.
Gotta kill some more boars.
Yeah, I just got to go hustle the countryside and kill a bunch of boars and rats now. Grind for days. Get your grind on.
Yeah, follow us on Facebook and Twitter. I've upped our Twitter game a lot. I've been getting a lot of new followers on there, and
Flexing.
yeah.
I noticed we had some people from Pennsylvania that's been listening to us that's made a couple comments to me here
Oh, yeah?
recently. Yeah.
Sweet.
So thank you for listening and keep spreading that
I've
word.
noticed we've kind of got a following in Germany somehow. I don't understand. So thank you, German friends.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
awesome.
I was looking at our stats, and we got quite a few downloads from Germany. So I'm like, okay.
Breaking out in the Deutschland, man. That's fucking awesome.
Soon
That's
you'll
cool
be
as
like
shit.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah.
Did you know that Hasselhoff dropped the hassle from his last name, so he's David Hoff now?
I didn't know that.
He dropped the hassle.
Don't hassle the Hoff.
I think it's a
hassle.
big joke. He don't want no hasslement,
Yeah.
so he just drops a hassle. You can Facebook Good Old Gamers Podcast,
Twitter at Good Old Gamers.
goodoldgamerspodcast.com.
Yep.
You can find us there. You can call us, definitely. You can call our voicemail, 682-777-GOOD.
Yep.
That's 6. Fuck it, play the other one too. Might as well, just so you know.
682-777 good. Dial the number, you know you should. Leave us a message, and no one gives us one. 682-777
Yeah.
Call that fucking number and you won't have to get raped by the devil.
Or your father won't, anyhow.
Yeah, and your vagina won't turn to stone.
Yeah.
If you own one. If not, you ain't got... Chances are, if you're playing a lot of video games, you probably don't own one.
Your fleshlight will turn to stone, too.
It just turns into a pillar
Yeah.
of uselessness. But check us out on all that. You can find us on Stitcher, iTunes. That's about it, right?
Yeah.
Our swag store. You want to look good, feel good about yourself? Get on our goodoldgamers.com/swag and buy you some kick-ass shit.
It'll help you. It'll help the show, keep up to date with all our equipment needs and help Good Old Game Fest come to life. If any of y'all got TVs, video games you want to donate, old computers, old monitors, old just stained socks for that matter, whatever, we'll take it.
We charge for fees such as proton charging, entrapment of the beast, which will come to about $4,000. Nah, sorry. Had to interject a Ghostbusters quote. Anyways, check us out, like and share, tell your friends, listen to us, enjoy, do all that shit. We'll be back at you next week with a fresh new episode. We got a Christmas episode, I'm pretty sure, coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas follies of some sort we'll be talking about.
Which we may end up having to take a break right around Christmas, I'm not sure.
More than likely.
Yeah, so we may have to skip
I've got
a week.
4 different Christmases to go to, and 2 of them's in South Alabama. So that'll probably happen. And I'm moving. Me and Brandon I'm moving houses, but me and Brandon will be in a brand new studio before too long.
Yeah.
So that'll be nice. But as always, from us to you, same old shit. And I guess we'll see you next week, right?
Yep.
Cool. Until then, game over, man. Game over.
Please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you.